through real life.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Whatever your time is. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is our last session. Today is our after 12 weeks, our final session, or should I say 6 weeks, then 6 weeks. So the last session of our second cohort, our second 6 week cohort. It's awesome to see you guys. My name is Victory, as you can see, from my name tag. If you haven't subscribed to Codarina's YouTube channel, please do so now. It's been 6 whole weeks. You don't have any excuse to not have subscribed. It's really, really great to have you guys. And today is a really, really special day. Not only is it our last day of our second cohort, it is our prize giving day. And I think this is always the most exciting because you guys get to win great prizes. In our first cohort, we had awesome prizes given out. And today, this cohort is going to mark a lot of even better prizes, bigger, more awesome, cooler prizes. And I can't wait to see who wins them. I don't know who's winning, but you guys have been so great. Every single one of you participating, being here every single day. And I hope you guys have fun today. Before we kick off, as usual, we have someone here to inspire you. I am not so sure if he is here yet, but if he is, he will be coming up soon. He is the special advisor to Enugu State in Nigeria, coming to give you guys a few words to cheer you up, to motivate you, to, as always, get you guys filled up, just make you guys excited. I'm not sure what his name is. I don't know if he's here yet. Okay,
I'm
he
here.
is. Thank you so much. So he is Dr. Kingsley, special advisor to Enugu States. He's got his mask on, just like the COVID-19 period has had everyone doing. It's lovely to have you. Please inspire these guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. So my name is Dr. Kingsley Uday. I'm speaking from Abani, Enugu, Nigeria, and I am happy to be here today. And it's good I give you a bit of a background of who I am because that would also inspire you. First is that I'm a young person. I'm just 39 years, so quite young, and a father of 3 kids. All right, my first daughter is 11. My son is 9, and my last daughter is 6. So I'm speaking to a constituency that I belong to. I'm also an educationist. I am a learning enthusiast, a technology enthusiast, and I am happy to be here. Let me say congratulations to everyone that is part of this program because you have the opportunity to better yourself and make impact in the society. I hope you're seeing me. Now you see that all the time we're faced with challenges, and it's those that are able to surmount the challenges of everyday life that get ahead in life. And you can see that I have my face mask on because of the current reality of the pandemic. But there are those that are making billions out of the situation. Zoom is one. Microsoft Team is one because they are taking advantage of the situation, and they're making a lot of impact in the world, and they're also making money. So it's because they are connected to a continuous stream of learning. They learn the environment, they learn the needs of the society and how to meet this needs. And so that is why I say congratulations to all of you here because you are connected to a continuous stream of learning because that is what Coderina represents. I'm also connected to Coderina, even though I am a special advisor to the governor of Enugu State. But we are partnering with Coderina because we know that Coderina represents continuous learning in the area of STEM, of robotics, code, and all various things that would empower our youth, empower anyone that is a learning enthusiast to move ahead in life. So that is why I say congratulations. Congratulations because what you are doing, all right, you are arming yourself with power. As it is said, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power is not just, a maxim, it's not just a statement, it's a reality. And I will give you an example with my life. And when I say learning, it's not just what you go to the four walls of a school to do. It's something you do at various fora, at various stage of life, especially as young people. You have opportunity to learn without much distraction, without much burden of responsibility. So it's something you continue doing all the days of your life, beginning from when you were born to when you leave the earth. And the extent to which you learn determines the extent to which you overcome the challenges of the world, and of course, make the best use of every opportunity. So I'll give you an illustration with my life when I say that it's not just learning from, learning from the four walls of a classroom, but learning at every opportunity. Now, when I read law in the university, and then at a particular time, I discovered that there was a need in our society for public finance management, especially in Nigeria. I'm moving because some of the participants in the meeting I have came near, so causing distraction. So that's why I'm moving. So I discovered that there was a need in Nigeria for public finance management, especially in the area of public procurement. And immediately I had to enroll in a learning program. All right, because I knew that there was a gap in that area. And then in the course of learning, I did not only learn in the four walls of the school, because I began to partner with people that were already practicing in that area in the other countries. And now in 2008, when I returned to Nigeria, there was already a public procurement law, and immediately I keyed in. And you discover that it was only very few people, if not just me, that was the expert in that area. And then I began to, write proposals, offering to help in providing solution in that particular area. And I started by offering to provide services for free. And when I demonstrate my knowledge in the area, having learned so much, they wouldn't have any other option but to engage me to do more for them. And when they engage me to do more, they pay for the services. And let me tell you, I started earning in tens of thousands, then went into hundreds of thousands, and believe me, I'm earning in in millions, and that is true. And of course, it is in the area of my expertise that I began getting noticed, and then recommendation about me began going to government, and I began doing not only consultancy for international organizations, but also for government. And of course, in doing that, my state government saw how I was helping other states, and said, why not you come and join us and be a special advisor? And that is what I'm doing. And this is just an example of the depth of, of advantage that one could get by continuous learning. And like I said, it's not just learning in school, but learning from those you want to be like mentorship, learning when connecting with institutions, organizations that represent, what you want to become. Coderina would always push you to be at the cutting edge of knowledge in the area of STEM, and that's why I've connected with them. Even though I'm a lawyer, and educationist, I am not a tech person, but I connected to Coderina, and I'm pushing the bounds in the area of STEM for my state, because I'm the special advisor to the governor on education for my state. So congratulations again. And for me, the next step for you is to hold on to what you already have, because being here shows that you have interest in continuous learning. So continue what you are doing. Keep connected to those that inspire you to learn more, because you should know that innovation and ideas rule the world. And innovations really is not innovations are not thoughts, they're inspired. So as you continue to connect with those that inspire you, like Coderina, certainly you will be part of those making innovations and moving ahead in.
I think what said, but I do know that he has said everything that he probably wanted to say, and every single thing is super important. One thing that I think that is the advantage of the so, what we talk about by learning it's just so important to keep on learning new things and taking advantage of those things. Thank you so much, Dr. Kingsley, the special advisor to the governor of Enugu State in Nigeria on education. We're grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you for inspiring me. Um, Guys, before we move on, there's one thing I really want you guys to do. So, I said today is prize giving day, and we have even better prizes that we had in our first cohort. One of the biggest reasons that Codarina's lessons have been possible and continuous, and prizes are available is thanks to UNESCO. We have had a representative or representatives from UNESCO come to talk to us a couple of times, but I want you guys to just show them a lot of gratitude, because I mean, they have been so amazing. They've been sponsors in so many ways, and they've just been supporting Corina's initiative to continue the lifelong learning program. So if you can, in the comment section, say thank you to Dr. Kingsley, and also say thank you to UNESCO. UNESCO has been amazing. Vivian Fowler School has also been really, really great. I mean, the initiative they're supporting is great, because you guys have been having these free lessons, and I'm really, really proud of you for staying from the beginning till the end up until now. Thank you for saying thank you to UNESCO, Sharon. Thank you so much. And also, I know that Corina has been announcing this every single um Saturday, every single time we have a session, because it is such an important thing to take advantage of. Like Dr. Kingsley um said, continuous learning is an advantage. It is something you should always strive to do. So, and competitions are a way of learning. So anytime you enter a competition, you're pushing yourself really hard, and you're challenging yourself in so many different ways to submit entries for a competition. And the competition I'm talking about is the African Code Week Scratch competition by Africa Code Week, the African Code Challenge. So it's called the African Code Challenge, and it's a Scratch competition for you guys to use Scratch to design a project that's focused on how you envision the future of education, of learning all over the world. Yeah, so that's the link to the African Code Challenge. Please register in teams, form teams, network. You guys have so many friends here that you've made. You can reach out to one another, network. If you have people in your community, at your school, at your coding club, people that you just know, enter the competition. It's a great initiative. It's a great opportunity. Always take advantage of all these opportunities, and please make sure you create a 2-minute video to explain how your project works. So if you go to the registration link, you should find a lot more details, but you also have to create a video, create the project, and please register now. Not now, after your emotional intelligence class. Register, but copy the link, open up the link, and make sure you do register. It's awesome. It's a great way to learn. Moving on. I'm sorry. I know I do talk a lot. um, Sorry, Ms. Brenze. Sorry, Mr. Albert, for taking out so much of your time from your emotional intelligence class. Thank you for every single lesson that we've had with you. Thank you for just keeping up the energy. You guys also today should be a day of gratitude, because am I the only one who's kind of emotional that this is one of our last sessions, live sessions for some time? So in the comment section, please say thank you to Ms. Brienze and Mr. Albert as I hand over to them. Thank you guys. Enjoy your, let me not say last, but your temporarily what's the synonym for last? But one of the final live Code Arena emotional intelligence classes. Over to you guys. Have fun, everyone.
Hi, Victory. Thank you so much. Hi, Albert. How's your week? We can't hear you, Albert. Your mic is muted. Unmuted. Great. No, you've muted it again. Good.
Hello
Ah,
everyone.
oh, hi.
Hi Brent.
I'm good, thank you. How did your week go?
It was good but very cold.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It was very cold
Winter.
in Nairobi.
Really?
Very strange. It's very strange. Climate change, I guess. Climate change.
Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us
Hi.
again today. Hi everyone. Hi Sharon. Hi Ayade. Hi Kingsley. Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. So we're back again today. Today we are actually going to be looking at social skills, which is the last part of the five parts of emotional intelligence, five elements in the emotional intelligence. So I'm excited. We are excited to be running this um, last section of it today. I'm really looking forward to these myself. But before we get there, before we start to do that, I need you guys to tell us how your week is going. Good afternoon, Sharon. So we want to know how your week had gone, the things that you've learned from last week, how well you have practiced it. So we want to know. Last week we talked about empathy, guys. So I need comments. I need stuff in the comment section on how we did, how we have managed, how we were able to empathize with someone, how we were able to have compassion on someone. We want to know that. Drop that in the comment section so that we know that we are actually practicing what we've learned. What do you think, Albert?
I think that's awesome. It would be nice if people can give us their thoughts and their learnings, because we want to see if you actually understood what you learned yet last week, and also for you to know that all the sessions that we've had previously are all connected, and you will see how to the presentation today how it's all connected to social skills. So it's very important that you take the assignment very seriously, and you come into this session with an open mind, willing to learn and willing to, to just receive the information that we'll disseminate. Thank you.
Yeah. I wonder why it's actually cold, Albert. It's I'm still in Nigeria, still stuck in Abuja, but I'm back to Abuja now. Last week I was in Owerri, yeah, guys. I'm back to Abuja now. I'm back here, so it's not really cold here. It's just there, And Bobby, hi, Bobby. Sharon, okay. Oh, Sharon has been able to listen more. That's fantastic. That's really, really good. Well done, Sharon. I'm learning to listen more too. Okay. My sister had fever, so I had to. Oh, your sister had fever and you had to show her empathy. Okay, you brought her water and you helped her. Oh, that's really nice. Honima. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name properly, but that's really, really nice. Okay. Okay, but they're actually practicing, which is really good. They are showing empathy in various ways. This is really fantastic. This is awesome.
That's excellent. Right.
So we're going to head straight. So like we normally would do it, I'm going to run through the slides and then we're going to then have an open discussion. So today I'm going to really run through the slides so that we're able to have an extensive conversation and have room to answer as many questions as possible today. So I'm just going to hit this running now, if that's okay with everyone. Great stuff. Now, so as we all know, this is emotional intelligence development, and today we're looking into social skills, on how to develop your social skills if you don't already have them. If you do have them, how to improve on them. So just a recap for those of us that are joining, and for those of you that are joining us for the first time, this is an emotional intelligence development section. So we already know what emotional intelligence is, but just to remind everyone, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and those of the people around you. So the 5 key elements in emotional intelligence is self-awareness, is self-regulation, is motivation, is empathy, which we've all covered, and today we're covering social skills. So I'm really excited about this. So just so we have a better understanding of the cycle of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence starts with understanding your own emotion, which is self-awareness. That was the first thing that we learned. Then being able to manage those emotions that you understand, which is your self-regulation that we did on week 2. And now using them to achieve your goals, which is motivating yourself. Self-motivation, which was what we did in the 3rd week. And then once you are able to understand and manage yourself, then you start to understand emotions and feelings of other people, which is empathy. That's what we covered last week, guys. And finally, to influence them, social skills. That's what we're going to do. So you can see that this is a circle. Everything connects to each other. And it did not say a straight line, it said a circle. So it means that you also have to continuously, learn, continuously develop all of these aspects that you've been trained on over the course of the 6 weeks program. So a recap on what we did last Saturday, we talked about empathy. We said empathy is the ability to feel what others are feeling, uh, feel with other people. It's simply put, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. So I can see now that Sharon had actually learned to listen more. Paulima had been able to show empathy towards her sister who wasn't feeling well, which is really, really great. I'm so proud of you guys. So for this week, we are looking at social skills. So from the top of your head, guys, I'd like you guys to tell me what you think, what your definition of social skills is. So I'm going to give you guys about a minute to kind of put in comments in the comment section of what social skills, what you think that social skills is. Okay. So social skills in emotional intelligence, obviously that's what we're looking at. So social skills in so emotional intelligence in terms of social skills refer to the skills needed to handle and influence other people's emotion effectively. So it's being able to, because you have empathy, you already now understand how to feel for other people. So being able to understand, handle, and influence other people's emotion is the social skills that you're going to be developing today if you don't already have it. So our focus area for today is persuasion and influencing skills, communication skills, conflict management skills, leadership skills, change management skills, building bonds, which is rapport, and then collaborations and cooperation, teamwork. Really, technically, it's hard to work with other people, hard to understand them, and be able to do a teamwork, build rapport with them. So persuasion and influencing skills. So what is influence? How ways to influence and persuade people. First, persuasion is the act of, it's a way of winning people over, simply put. So it's being able to get other people to believe in what you're doing or what you believe in, your ideas, and being able to carry them along and make them react to this thing that they've believed and act to it. So there are three types of persuasions and influence. There's the niggling, which is obviously constantly putting your point of view in the person's face, constantly telling someone what you think, and eventually it might influence them, because when you hear stuff every day, you're most likely going to key into it without realizing that. And then there's the coercion. That's when you are ordering someone to do something. I mean, it's the most unpleasant way. I wouldn't encourage anyone to do that. There are lots of people, especially people in power, that intend to do that. But when you do that, you're actually not demonstrating the leadership skills, because you're making people do things that they may not want to do just because you're in position to make them do so. But the better way is the holy will of persuasion, to get others to buy into the idea and want to do it your way. The best way of doing that is in a way that others don't even notice. So when you're trying to convince someone to do something, first you must be convinced as a person anyway, and you must know that this is the best thing to do in everything you do in life. So when you are not persuading someone without actually persuade, all you're doing most times is giving people reason as to why they should do that. And that's what I do literally every day in my business life. So I'm coming up with an idea, with a solution, because I've identified a problem in a state, whatever, whichever state or country, and now I'm coming to tell them that I have a solution for it, and I'm having to convince them to do it. All I do most times is just identify the problem and show them the potential solutions. Like, this is the solution, this is a problem, I see it as an opportunity, this is what we could do to enhance this aspect of work, and these are the steps that we need to take. But in order for us to take these steps, I need to know that you are with me on it. I mean, once you can show that, it is very, very easy for people to want to key into something that helps them solve their problem. That's a better way. Or even if it's not a problem, it's an idea, or it's something that you think, in your case, in the classroom, maybe you're trying to set up a study group or something, is now being able to identify and say, look, if you study S amount of hours, this is what you're bound to get. But if you are finding it difficult to study on your own, as most of us do, you're either watching television or being carried away over what's going on in social media. If we can come together as a group where when we come in, everybody turns off their phone for the 2 hours that we need to study, this is what we can actually achieve before our exams. Now, most students are going to key into that because they want to do well in their next exam. So that is a good way to persuade people to do what you want, because you need that good studying anyway in order for you to study more. So persuasion and influencing skills. So there are some skills that you need to know, the key skills you need to have in order to be able to persuade people. You need to understand your audience. You need to know who you're going to go and sell this thing to, who you're going to go and convince to come and be your study buddy. It's very important to understand them. And in order for you to understand them, you must have empathy. You must have listening skills, because you need to hear what they are saying as well in order to be able to better sell what you're selling to them. You have to actively listen. So it's not just one thing is to have a listening skills. Another thing is to choose whether or not you want to listen. So it is very, very vital that you have an active listening skills. And then you have to build a rapport, because it's easier to tell a friend, let's go and study together, than to tell a complete stranger. So it's better to build, empathy. You have to be listening to them actively and then build a rapport. That way, it's not easier to say, okay, you know what, let's go do this study together. Now, there are barriers to successful persuasion. So, one way to think about what works in persuading others is to think about what doesn't work first. So if someone is coming to ask you to join a study group or a dancing group or a sport group, assess yourself first. Do I like studying? Do I like this? Why should I do this? Once you can convince yourself, once you can sell it to yourself, then there's every chances that you're able to convince someone else. So I always play the devil advocate whenever I'm starting up a new initiative or a new project. I always, create the weirdest question. I always want to find why these things would not work. Because once I can deep down understand why it would not work, then I'm able to know why it should work. And it's an easy sell for me, Successful persuaders tend to have high self-esteem and good emotional intelligence generally, They really believe that they will succeed. So again, you can't give what you don't have. It is very vital to be confident in yourself at every level. That is why you've learned how to be self-aware. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you capitalize on your strength, And then now that because you've known that, you calculate yourself, which is the regulation. You've now regulated yourself on how to carry yourself. You've pumped yourself up. You're motivated. You also understand what the next person is going through or might be going through, or their state of mind to a certain level. Now you're confident because you know all of this. So when you're now trying to persuade someone, because you know them enough, you're able to persuade them. So I always tell people that when you're going to pitch anything, whether it's presentation in class, when maybe you might have an assignment and you have to present it, think about it for a minute. So you have this assignment, two people have this assignment, and you have not studied at all for it. In fact, you threw your presentation together in the last minute. So you don't even understand what you're going to be presenting. And the other person had, taken a week at, they've done their assignment, they've researched, they understand what they are talking about. Who do you think will be more confident? It's obviously the person that had studied and is prepared. So it is very, very vital that you are self-regulated. You time everything that you do. When you're supposed to do things, you get on with them and do them, because what happens then is if you are to present that thing that you've done, you will be able to nail it because you're better prepared for it. So communication skills, I always tell people that it is extremely important to have a good communication skills, because when you have a good communication skills, you're able to negotiate, you're able to do a whole lot of things. Communication is not one way, by the way. Communication is you being able to listen and hear what the other person is saying, and also be able to communicate what you have to say to the person, your opinion to that person. Communication skills, it's extremely vital to good emotional intelligence. You need to be able to listen to others and convey your own thoughts and feelings. A good communicator would, listen well to those around them, make sure that they understand what is said, and seek full and open sharing of information. They are prepared to hear about problems, okay, not just wanting to be told good news. You should be able to. For me, when someone is telling me a problem, I see it as an opportunity. It is actually the time for my brain to start to work, because, oh, there is a problem. Now here are the solutions. These are the things that you can do, and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I like to hear people's problem, because I would not see it as a problem. I always see it as a solution, because I believe that when there is a way in anything in life, there's equally a way out. So a good communicator should be able to deal with difficult issues, and in a very straightforward way, and don't allow problems to foster. So it's really very good that when there is a problem, when you have issues with your friends in school, or at home with your siblings, or your aunties, or even your parents, or your teachers, even in school, it is very vital that you face those issues and deal with them, rather than letting them linger. So sometimes when you say, okay, because I don't want trouble, I don't want to talk about this, the person that is probably upsetting you doesn't even know that they are, because you never complained about it. I've had situations where, in business, when I started out working, I just work. I don't worry so much about, oh, when are they going to pay me, because I just assume that if they give me this work, clearly they're going to pay. So over the time, and I realized that a lot of people are owing me so much money, and I always go, oh, I don't want to ask now, because I don't want them to feel bad. And then I am literally looking for money, and people are owing me thousands outside, and I haven't even asked because I'm worried. But the minute I started to, like, okay, I'll do this job. This job is great, but in order for me to do this job, I need a mobilization fee. And they started giving me mobilization fee. Or, okay, I'll do this, but in order for me to do this, or even when someone say things that is not so nice to me, that I'm able to communicate without being angry, and just say, no, I'd respect it if you don't talk to me like this, because these that you've said to me had really hurt my feelings. And most times you see that they come back to you and say, oh, I didn't realize, I didn't mean to. Well, this was what I was trying to communicate. And then you realize that there wasn't actually a problem at all. But if you don't discuss this, you can just be worrying in your head, and be angry with someone else, and the person doesn't even know you're angry, which means that you're spending so much energy being upset over something, and whoever is in connection, or that whoever this thing that you're upset about involved doesn't even know, because you've not communicated it. Register and act upon emotion, cause in communicating, making sure that their messages is appropriate. So again, it's literally when you are dealing with things, when you're communicating with people, it's best to make sure that emotionally you are on point. And in if you no matter how angry you are, that's why I remember saying to you guys in the last class that it is good to take a minute back at all time. When something is happening and you know that if you communicate back, you're going to lash out, just take a minute back and digest what has happened, and then find a better way in your head that you think will best communicate this back to the person. First, to make sure that you're carrying out the message across appropriately. You're still telling them that this is how you're feeling, but you're saying it in a nicer way, in a way that they don't react or react negatively to. It's usually good. So conflict management, again, it's the act of managing and resolving conflicts. The act of managing and resolving conflict is crucial in your everyday life. Like, honestly, in your home, there is always your sibling wanting to probably wear your shirt or borrow your pen or do something, and that might piss you off. Or your two siblings are having issues, and how do you manage it? How do you try and stay neutral but still be able to manage it? How do you need to be aware of tax, and you also need to be aware of diplomacy, how to be able to diplomatically diffuse difficult situations. When something is happening, if you're a third party in any situation, the first thing you must not do is to take side with anyone. Even when you know that, oh, this person is wrong, this person is right, don't just walk into a place and say you're wrong, you're right. No, that's not a good conflict manager. You need to be able to come in and look at it. Say you're in school and two of your friends, like these two people are really your close friends in school, and they are fighting over something. So your job is not to take side, because if you take side with, say for the sake of this conversation, if you take side with Benny, you're going to lose your friendship with Anna. So you need to be in the middle and be able to really critically analyze why Anna should be sorry or whatever. It's understanding where they are both coming from. Like, because I always say that when you hear people's perspective, you nearly see that they are both right, but in their own way. It doesn't mean that they are both right in the situation. It just means that, in their opinion, the way they have reacted to what they've reacted to, what has led to it, you start to see that, okay, this person was thinking this way, that's why they did that. The other person was thinking the other way, that's why they reacted that way. Once you can understand that, it's not easy for you to communicate it back to both of them and say, okay, you did what you did because you thought this was what she did, but this wasn't what she did. She did this because she was hoping that this would be the outcome. And you see that it will not be a miscommunication situation. And once you have a good communication skills, you can help them now communicate these to the both parties, and then they would make peace. So a good conflict manager, you know, they bring disappointment into an open and resolved into the open, and then they resolve them. So exactly what I just explained is your ability to be able to look at what's happening when two people are in disagreement, and then try and find a way to resolve it, especially when you go to school every day. So when you're in school every day, you're gonna have tons of friends, and it's not all your friends that will like each other. So there would always be tension. Some of your friends will want your attention more than the others, and that would create tension. So it's just being able to understand and resolve things openly without taking sides, but understanding that people's emotions are involved. So you also have to be able to manage things, and you have to be able to understand that the two parties that are involved, they have emotions, and but most importantly is being able to create a win-win situation. So leadership skills. So leadership skills and emotional intelligence, they are literally interlinked. If you have a good leadership skills, there is every chance that you are emotionally intelligent, because if you cannot empathize with someone, you haven't got a good leadership skills. If you cannot motivate yourself and others around you, you have not got a good leadership skills. If you are not self-aware and you're not self-regulated, you do not have a good leadership skills. So when someone says I have a good leadership skills, in other words, they are equally saying that they're emotionally intelligent, or they are their emotional intelligence is well developed to a certain extent. So a good leader would, be able to articulate a vision, and draw other people into their vision, not not commanding them to, but using the better way of persuasion, using that skills to be able to bring people in. They don't need to be in a formal leadership role to provide leadership. So, the way most times people always say, oh, because you are the prefect of the class, it's your responsibility to tell us what to do. No, if you have a good leadership skills, you don't have to be a prefect in your class. You don't have to be the lead team in your church if you're a Christian. You don't have to be the lead team in your acting school or your soccer class or your dancing group or whatever it is you do. You don't have to be the one leading it to show a good leadership skills. It's just being able to support and guide other people, your classmates, your colleagues, and other people, and be able to also hold them accountable. So say you were setting up, you're looking to set up a study group now, or maybe a study group was set up that you didn't even set up, but someone else set it up, and you are now in this group, and something is going wrong. As someone with a good leadership skills, you should be able to, get up and try and make things go better. Find out, why are we not studying as much as we should? Are we talking too much instead of studying? What are the things that we can do so that we don't talk too much when we're in this space, that we actually study? You look at those things, and when you look at it, you tell the group that you have an idea and you communicate it to the group. I'm sure that one or two persons, if not more, will back you up. Now that's you showing a good leadership skills. That's you. And then obviously when you're doing that, you must lead by example. So if you're saying, when we start to do this study group, everybody have to turn their phone off or put their phone in the basket, you'll be the first to do it. When you're saying we're going to learn these new skills, you'll be the first to show this sort of excitement of wanting to learn. And that is what a good leader is. That is what you should do as a leader. So you don't necessarily have to have the title of, I'm the head of this or the head of that, but you can still show your leadership skills while being among the team and being a good team player. So change management, most times when people hear the word change, we are always afraid of change. We don't want it. Why fix it if it's not broken? But why don't you look at it as an opportunity? When you start to look at it as an opportunity, an exciting opportunity rather than threat, it becomes easier to embrace change and manage change. Say maybe you guys are moving class, or a new teacher is coming. You are used to this teacher that normally teach you. Now a new teacher is coming. So instead of worrying about, oh, would I understand what she's saying? If we write exams or our text, would they not be too hard? How do I cope with this teacher? Excuse me, all the things that you could think could go wrong for a new teacher coming in. So it's someone that you've never met, you're not comfortable, you don't know. Or when you're even moving into a new class. So say you are in your second year or your third year or your fourth year or your fifth year, and you're moving to the next class. There's all of these things. Everything is going to change because the teachers are different teachers, the classroom is different, the topics or the subjects that you're going to be learning, especially when you're going from junior set to senior, when you're going from junior class, which is your JSS3, to your SS1. Everything changes. The courses actually changes. So this is new. This is not something you're used to. So instead of being afraid or worried, see it as an opportunity, because really the change is an opportunity for you to learn new things. Or even if you were changing school, it's an opportunity for you to learn new subjects. It's an opportunity for you to make new friends. It's an opportunity for you to connect with new teachers and learn from other teachers who teach in different ways that may be better than the way you were taught previously. It's an opportunity for you to grow and expand. It's also an opportunity for you to meet new people and really connect with other people. So instead of seeing it as, oh my God, I don't know what to expect, see it as, oh my God, yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited to these things that I'm about to, expect. So it's really just looking at that and looking at better way to be upfront with things. Yes, I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited about it. Keeping an open mind. So change management is all about planning the change. Okay, I am going to be going to a new class. What are the things that is expected? So you plan it. It's a change. And then you prepare for the change. You mentally prepare yourself and tell yourself that this is going to be really fantastic. I'm going to learn so much. Look at all the positive things about it. Why that change is good, why that change is vital, and what you're going to do in order for you to be able to, adapt to that changes. And then the implementation of it, which is the actually going to that new class or going to that new school or going to that new dance or making that new friends or connecting with that new person, and then you consolidate it and you just keep learning. And that's really what changes. So building bonds, it's really look at your circle. How many good people do you have around you? Who are those people that you've built good rapport with? Because it is very, very vital to build and maintain relationship with other people. So it is very, very important. Make new friends every day. See what they bring to the table. See how good they are, because networking is key to everything you do. When you make new friends, you're making new study group. You're making friends in school today that you could have as your best friends, as your core friends in the next 20 years. I have friends that I met in high school and we're still great friends. Like, We're still good friends. We support each other now. We're all grown now. We all have our businesses now, and we're able to support each other. Like, I got a project that I'm working on, and I don't really like. Obviously, I understand the project, but there are key elements of the project that I don't have full understanding of. Because I've built friends over the years, it's easy for me to pick up my phone and ring my friends, who are in that feed, to say, well, I got this project, I'm working on this, I'm thinking of this, that. And then they all start coming, oh, yeah, I've got that. I did something like that 2 years ago. I'll put the document and share it with you. That might help you. The reason why I'm able to do that is because I have maintained that relationship. I have maintained that friendship, and now I'm benefiting from it. Likewise, I get calls every now and again from my friends as well, asking, oh, how do I help with this? Can you help me with this? And I'm able to do that. So it is very, very vital to build bonds, to build friendship that will last. So collaboration and teamwork, again, is being able to work with people, is understanding people and how they think, and being accommodating to other people, while building relationships with them. Value the project that you're working on as much as you value those. So emotional intelligence does not start or end with social skills. Instead, it is a cycle, with its core lying with and in the individual. So it's really like social skills. Thank God you guys have said there's the last one that we've done. That is the last one we're doing. So it's really a circle. Only those who understands and regulates themselves and their emotions are able to work well and effectively with others. Understanding this is crucial to developing your emotional intelligence. So really, now that you understand all that this is, our goal for next week, what we need to do next week, as usual, is asking yourself, in order for you to develop, we're not here next week, sorry guys. So what you need to do going forward actually is ask yourself all these questions. How do I persuade and influence people using a better way? That was the way we said was good. Am I a good communication? How well do I manage conflict? Do I set a good leadership example in a classroom, in your classroom, in your school, with your mates? Do you set a good example at home? Especially if you're the oldest in your sibling. Even if you're not, do you? How well have I managed my personal change? Do I have a rapport, a good rapport with people? Am I a good team player? So these are all the questions that you ask yourself. Once you can ask yourself all of these questions, I'm sure that you begin to use the stuff that you've learned today to begin to develop all of this. Once you know how to be a team player, you develop your networking skills. I'm sure that you would have the full circle of emotional intelligent development. So I'm just going to leave the slides and come back to you guys. Albert, are you there? Fantastic. I've just
Yes, I
ran through it.
am.
I hope I've not taken too much time. So it's time for discussions now. Albert, would you open the floor with telling us what your opinions are on this?
Okay. I think thank you so much, Brenzi, for your presentation. I feel you've captured the entire essence of what social skills is all about. I'm also very happy that you've emphasized the fact that social skills does not exist by itself. It's a combination of all the other four components of emotional intelligence, which we've learned in the previous weeks. So remember, the thing about social skills is that it's a skill that we can always develop. I think that's one beautiful thing about emotional intelligence as a whole, that it's not standard, it's not fixed. It is something that you can develop. All that is required of you is an open mind and the willingness to learn. So for me, what I would like to emphasize on, I'd like to emphasize on the aspect of communication. Number one, communication, as they say, is the passing and receiving of messages from one person to the other. And I feel where most of us go wrong in our social life and generally as people. So it's very important, especially now as students, to communicate yourself effectively. You need to communicate yourself when you need to, for instance, do your assignments, communicate it to your friends. You're not distracted. Okay, communicate when you feel you need assistance. Talk to your teacher, talk to your friends, talk to your parents if need be. Communicate, and also communicate when you're not feeling well. All right. And here, the wellness I'm talking about, it could be mental, physical, emotional. Don't think you're a superman or a superwoman. They don't exist in real life, only the comic books. So kindly ensure you take care of yourself as you communicate. The other thing, as Brenzi put it, persuasion, a very, very powerful skill, I must say. And for me, this is where I think most leaders, successful people, be it in business or whatever sphere, they have learned the art of persuasion skills. And the key ingredient of persuasion skills is the ability to understand and know your content. Know what you want to say. When you know what you want to say, then that will influence your communication. And that's why I touched on communication initially, and now I'm talking about persuasion, because there's no way you can communicate that which you don't understand. And if you do that, then there'll be no communication. Okay? So when the persuasion skills here, especially as students, you need to be very clear when certain issues are not when there's certain issues that do not please you and that are going to affect your environment. For example, it could be an existing an existing social ill around your school. For instance, speak up and take it up with administration. Be very clear. Tell them that this is an issue around us. We feel it's affecting us. Well, it's an issue around drugs and substance abuse. Well, it's an issue of promiscuity or such matters, or whether it's an issue of even indiscipline among your fellow students. Get up and talk about it. And when when you understand your content and you know it very well, then that will definitely affect your delivery. Another aspect I like to talk about, and I believe to not touched on, is the aspect of developing others. Remember, it's very key to also think of how you can develop other people. Yes, even as students. Even as students, you can develop other people. How? You develop people by your actions. When they say live by example, there it is. When you set an example and you live by certain values and principles, all right, and these are principles that are termed and are deemed as acceptable in society, then people want to model you. Okay, and when that happens, and when you have gotten a certain path. So, for instance, if you have worked very hard and now you are either the best improved student or you're the top student, then always want to encourage other students to also be as good as you. Okay, you could be good in maths, you could be good in English, you could be good in history, you could be good in geography. So, always purpose to want to bring others on board. Something else I like to emphasize on is the aspect of teamwork and collaboration are very important. Remember, they say no man is an island. I repeat that again, no man is an island. All right. Even as students, you need to know the essence of working together, and what you need to understand is the aspect of teamwork does not start and end with you as students. It goes beyond. Because remember, you are a holistic individual. School is just an aspect of your being as a person. Okay, so learn how to work with people, learn how to relate with people. All right, remember, people come in all shapes, size, and forms. We are from different backgrounds, different characters, different personalities. Learn how to do that, because if you do that, then remember, you'll be able to work well with people, and as you do that, also you become more emotionally intelligent. Something else I like to talk about is the aspect of visionary. You must be somebody who has a vision. Student or no student, you must have a vision. You must know, where am I studying? You're studying to achieve what? What is your overall goal? And I'll go back once again to the vision, but the one I mentioned 3 weeks ago. Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan of where you want to be? Or do you want to be like Alice in Wonderland? When she was asked, Alice, by the Miss Cat, where do you want to go? What did Alice say? Any road. She's like, if that is the case, the cat told her, take any road, because any road will still lead you anywhere. Let's not be Alice in Wonderland. Let us have our goals. Let us have what we want to achieve. Even as students, know what you want to achieve. Ask yourself, like I said before, why do you want to be successful in maths? Why do you want to be successful in geography? You must have a plan. Okay, and remember, there are certain attributes that that are actually instilled at this point in your lifetime, and you'll carry on with it as you move forward in life. Another thing I like to touch on is the aspect also on change. Yes, change. The change be a change catalyst. And as Brenzi said, it is so important that for you to see to bring about change, there's an element of being open-minded. You must be open to new ideas, open to new experiences, even open to criticisms, especially criticisms, and being able to transform challenges and problems into wins. Remember, most successful people were able to convert problems into success. Okay? So it is very important that we do that. All right? I think I'll leave it over to you, Brenda. I'll leave it at that. Now we can now open the floor for questions.
Okay. So, guys, I think I'm a little bit confused here and I want to understand it. Albert, correct me if I'm wrong. Were they presentation slides as I was giving presentation? When I was
Sorry?
talking, were there slides? When I was giving this class, were there slides?
No, I was not. I couldn't see them.
Oh, you couldn't see them. Hold on.
Yes.
Because I'm reading the message here and they are saying there's no presentation slide. No, there were a whole 20 slides of presentation that I went through. There's no way I would have done the whole lot without having the presentation slides. So I'm not sure what happened, but I probably might just get the slides emailed to you guys or something. I'm not sure what happened with that, but I did put it on the screen and I was reading through them and presenting through them. So my sincere apology. I don't know why that happened, and we will try and rectify it so that you guys can have the slide post this class if that's possible. So are there any questions? Oh yeah, I just heard everybody saying no slides. I don't know what happened. I went through the process like I usually would. I did all of it and I didn't know. And because I was looking at the slides myself, I can't see my screen outside the slides when I'm doing the slides. So these are the slides. Can everybody see the slide now? Albert, can you see the slides?
No. Now that's the opening up.
Now
Yes,
it
now I can
opened.
see
Well,
them.
I went through nowhere. I literally went through the whole slides. So this is literally the entire slides. So I'm not sure what happened
Just a
technically.
technical issue.
Yes, because I went through all of this. It was actually a very well detailed slide. So what I can do is we can see how Coderina shares the slides so that everybody have the slides. But yeah, even with the questions and as usual. Yeah. So there are slides. Sorry guys that you didn't get to see that. We'll try and see how we share that. But in the meantime, are there any questions? We're open for questions. We've got less than 1 minute actually. Are there questions? Hi, Dami. Welcome, Dami. Oh, okay. Timmy Talkback saw the slides, okay? Okay, are there no questions? So if there are no questions, we can try to round this up because we've got just a very short time to do so. So, Albert, are there any last words before we go?
Okay. I'll just end by saying that first and foremost, to thank all of you. You've reached this far, and I hope you've learned quite a lot. And I'm also very equally excited that you've actually been practicing and are doing your assignments. For those who have not, I encourage you to continue doing it. For me, I'll just say that remember, emotional intelligence is a skill, and a skill that we can always learn. It's not fixed. So all that is required is just your open-mindedness and willingness to learn. And don't fear to be criticized. And even if you're good in a certain area, it could be in problem solving, it could be in empathy. There's always room for improvement. Thank you very much.
Okay. So there are a couple of questions here. I'm just going to try and run through them really quickly. Adia said, is it possible that someone doesn't have good interaction and skills? Yeah, it's very possible that one doesn't have it, but the what's also possible is that you can develop it. You can also learn
Yeah,
it by applying all of these things that you've been taught for the last 6 weeks. How
great.
can we teach others about emotional intelligence? So that means it's simple. It's just really, yes, this is a 6 weeks program. It has ended today, but your learning should not end today. Your the development of your emotional intelligence skills should not end today. So every now and again, go over the videos and the slides that we've taught you for the last 6 weeks. Keep your journal. Keep doing everything that you've been doing. When you're in a situation that you don't understand how to deal with, write it down. When you flip, when act out in a way that you shouldn't have acted out, write it down and try and ask yourself why you did what you did. So the more you practice, so you have all the tools you need now, which is this 6 weeks program, this introduction to different aspects of emotional intelligence and understanding them. You now have them. What keeps them for you, what makes you become emotionally intelligent, is your ability to constantly practice them. So I'm going to leave that with you guys because our time is up and I know you guys have to go. So thank you so much. And always remember, keep your journal. Remember, always remember, people have a choice to act the way they act. You also have a choice on how you react to them. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll see you again at some point. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.